Hey, what's up? How you doing? This is a new episode from BB Plaza from the metal band Cryzix. With this year, it's gonna be 20 years playing guitar, and today I just woke up thinking I'm gonna make this video telling why did I start playing guitar. Maybe because in the last days also I spoke with some new kids in metal that are following me in my socials. And some of them, for example, I had this conversation with their mothers that they were concerned about their kids going into heavy metal, wanting to play guitar, and they want to become famous rock stars and all this. And I wanted to transmit this idea to their mothers that playing an instrument, it doesn't have to be like the death or like a hole in the life of your children or of your teenage kids, especially for metal guitar. Because in the end, I wanted to transmit them my experience, and I thought let's also try to give this experience, this point of view, to all the people in YouTube that is following me, and also in Spotify. And basically, what I found with guitar, I started to play when I was 14 years old. So this is 20 years ago, I think so. Yes, because I'm 34 years old. So 20 years ago. Yeah, I started playing guitar. Well, the first time I had a guitar like this on my knees, it was this 20 years ago. My best friend told me he was starting to play guitar. I was already listening to Metallica and all these albums. Also Slipknot, a little bit of Iron Maiden, a little bit of Blink-182, a little bit of everything, right? Red Hot Chili Peppers, of course, and I was really attracted to metal music. It was like music for me before I started to play an instrument. It was like my valve of escape valve of reality, because I was during my teenage years I suffered a little bit of this not confident. I was not confident at all, because I came from being a confident kid, but then when I went to high school, I had to deal with a lot of problems, and it was a new school. I didn't know anybody, and it was like going into the jungle for me. It was like a very savage experience, and I know that I had a lot of people that it was not like really friend of mine, but then I had to survive somehow, and I was in this survival mode, let's say, because I grew up in a bubble in the school, in a Catholic school that was like a bubble to me, like really friendly and loving. But then I had the total opposite in the high school, which was like pure savage, pure life, basically. So I remember that I was going through tough years, and my music for me was that point of okay, this place is safe for me. Heavy metal music especially was the music that I found that give me this place of safety, okay? So it was not until I was 14 that my best friend, he was starting to play guitar, and he told me like, hey, try this. He did this, and then he said, hey, try to play this song from System of a Down. It was one of my favorite bands, and still to this day I think it's a really cool band. And he showed me this song, Toxicity, right? Well, this famous intro, and I started to play this, and I realized that, man, it sounds like the CD, the album, and I was like, okay, I can do it. I could do it, So this idea started to infect my brain, like, fuck, I need a guitar. I need to do this, and try to do it with all the songs that I love already, that I love listening in my home. I want to try to play them, and make them on my own. And that's when I gathered some money, saved some money, and bought my first guitar pack. And I started playing like a fucking animal, crazy, 8 hours per day. Like I was running from school to home to arrive before and have more time to play guitar and try to perfection my skills, And from there is when I started to learn these songs from System of a Down to the typical For Whom the Bell Tolls. Then I went through Blink-182. Amazing song. And also Red Hot Chili Peppers. And also one band that really helped me to start playing songs because it was really easy. It was The Strokes, right? It was no. Yeah, that was one of the first songs I also played with the guitar because my brother was really fan of them. So what I found, okay, let me tell you what I found, and I don't know if this is going to be useful for you or not, but just as I said before, today I woke up with this idea in mind. Let's talk about this. I'm just going to share my views and my thoughts, and if you like it, good. If you don't like it, I'm sorry. But what I found, okay, with guitar, I found this safety place. It was even bigger, you know. I found my place with the guitar, like I found my peace, you know, during all the surrounded by all these storm of shit around me, you know, of dealing with situations that were too much for me. When I was sitting with my instrument, I was feeling a place of happiness, and it was like my heaven, it was my shelter, right? And the more I was digging into music, and I was like more going into metal and discovering more bands apart from Metallica and Iron Maiden. I was discovering Testament, I was discovering Exodus, you know, that's... No, what is it? Dun, 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 dun. I don't remember. Over the Wall, I was also into... I love this. I love this one from Exodus. Then also Anthrax. And then when I was going more and more into this, I was like feeling, fuck man, I want to play this. I want to express. I found my instrument, my place, but then I found the identity, the expression, which I was really like, my heart was really vibing with, you know, because when I started, during the high school, you know, you have this confusing moment of who you are, you know, trying to find out who you are, and you're just there trying to fit somewhere, trying to survive, you know. And when I discovered this music, heavy metal music especially, and I was playing that music and I was feeling the power of that music, to me it was like, I don't know, I think it's that kind of religious experience that people maybe have, and to me it was with music. It was like finding God, you know, in music, and I could find my identity established, you know, like this is what I want to do. I want to play this music, I want to express this way, I feel my heart is vibing with this, you know. And that's when I started also playing my own creations with my first band. It was not Cryzix, but it was like a shitty band. But also I was not confident, you know, in the end. I was just using music as a form of expression. And also guitar showed me how to be more disciplined, you know, because to play guitar, these styles and you know, move forward in this, you have to be really disciplined, okay? And I was already very disciplined with my studies. Well, then I fucked up and I failed my university degrees, but I was kind of disciplined, and guitar also reinforced this discipline of having patience and trying the exercises and being like doing everything step by step with patience and discipline. So this is something that really helped me reinforce in my persona, in my identity, that I think it's really amazing for any kid, for anyone who is playing an instrument when they are young. This is a way of learning that it's hard to get in school, you know, or hard to get somewhere that you have to really put a lot of hours and time. And then, yes, after this, I started making my own creations, and it's when Cryzix came in, because as I told before, I was really non-confident guy, so I was just using music as a form of expression, but I never thought beyond that to make a band and tour the world, right? It is like, you have to be like really, you have to have guts and big balls, right? And when I remember Javi, the drummer, and also Mark, the original bass player who founded the band with the three of us, I saw in them this fire, because also they came from a more experienced band before me, and they had this fire of, yeah man, let's make something fucking big, you know. And even that I was zero confidence in myself, but I really loved playing guitar, it was like, yeah man, let's go with that, you know. And I really felt like for the first time this family thing of, yeah, I vibe with these guys because these guys are treating music with the same importance that I do. Even that I don't feel confident that I can do anything like release an album, which is crazy for me. It was crazy for me back then. I was surrounded by people that we were vibing the same vision. That's very important, and that's when I even pushed myself more to create more and more. And that's when I started making riffs like from the first album. This was one of the first riffs that I was really proud of. Then it would came Unleash the Beast from the first album, The Menace. And yes, that was a great exercise, you know. And then being surrounded by this energy also brought me confidence and more confidence to, okay, let's do something serious about this, you know. Let's do a band, let's make an album, and then let's believe in ourselves and see how big we can make it. And I like this attitude we had from the very beginning, that we were not joking, you know. We were like, let's make something fucking big, even that we don't know how, even that we don't know anything about music business. We will find a way, you know. We had this attitude from the first beginning, and this was contagious for me as well. And even that I was less confident in the group, this helped me to get more and more confident, and also then start learning how the fuck the music business goes, you know. And this isn't the only way. There is nothing, there was no place we could find out this, you know. And after these 18 years, what we lived with the music, you know, with this career with Cryzix, it's life lessons that it's hard to achieve and to acknowledge if you don't put yourself in risky situations and you really take this leap of faith in many things that you have to do. Otherwise, it's impossible for you to grow, you know, and really go to the place that you can tour internationally and go to Japan, go to the United States, go to Latin America, tour the festivals, the best festivals like Hellfest, Grass Pop, Wacken Open Air. You really need to put that balls, you know, over the table. And this is something that teaches you being in a band. That's why also I encourage you that if you are also wanting to learn a lot of this, I'm sharing this in my broadcast channel on Instagram called Touring is My Business, and also in this YouTube channel you will find also a playlist where I share all these thoughts and knowledge and reflections about how to dive when you are a music band into this wild world of music industry, because I'm really passionate about it, and I'm just encouraging you to check it out and also join my broadcast channels, because you will find a lot of valuable information. But this is lessons, yes, it's lessons that are really priceless, you know, what we lived. And for a lot of people outside of this world, they think that being in a band, it's just being crazy, being like a fucking rockstar, like Motley Crue from this movie, you know, that I don't remember the name, but you know, the documentary from Motley Crue, the movie. People think that this is like being in a band, and total opposite. I want to give my view to the world that it's not this. It's pure discipline. It's pure focus. Otherwise, don't get anywhere. I tell you, you don't get anywhere just by writing a good riff or a good album. You have to really put the guts, put the work, put the focus, and get really serious about what you're doing. Otherwise, the industry will not take you seriously. And that's also, you know, this is very important lessons that we learned, and people should be aware that when you are starting a band, it's no joke, you know. You are starting a company, you're starting a business, and you're starting the business of your life. It's not just like any business that you start. It's the business that it's related to you, to what you want to put out in the world, and from your devotion and passion, you know. So it's a great lesson, great learnings. From all these 18 years that we lived everything from a wide variety of experiences. I would not change anything what I live, because this shaped the man I am today, you know. And even that now, if we would stop the band and I would not play anymore in Cryzix, what I already gathered from that experience and what I already built deep inside of me, it's priceless, you know. It's priceless. From dealing with people, with the band, with the focus of putting goals, achieve them, working like without expectation, but with a lot of passion, and pouring all your soul into your project. That's beautiful, and that's one of the gifts that can give you life if you form a band and you do it with this vision and with this devotion. So the next time that a mother tells me that she's worried about his kid, about wanting to form a band and learn guitar with me, it's a gift. It's a gift. But of course, you need to put your mind in a good path, okay, and don't get lost into drugs and alcohol and parties, which definitely, if you talk with people with inside the metal industry, the people who is working hard, they are really not into that. They are more into let's make things work, But I understand that this is the image globally that they have for rock and roll and metal bands, and I want to destroy this fucking image because it's pure shit. It's not related to what we live with Crisis. It's not related with what all the serious bands that I knew all along the way. We all share this same vision, passion, and discipline, So yes, forming a heavy metal band, it's great. Playing guitar, it's great. Encourage your kids, encourage your your kids and to play guitar. And this is it's a life lesson that is for you. It's unique life lesson. So thank you for listening to this. It's just me sharing a little bit my thoughts on this. And I encourage you to follow me on Instagram, okay? Because I want to share and inspire more these newer generations and all the guitarists that are there stuck and they want to do something else with their life. And yes, if you're looking for this kind of content, inspiration, be in this channel, but also follow me closer in Instagram. You will see my day-to-day life here in France, where I'm right now. Since 1 year, 9 months, I've been living here in France. I moved from Spain, and I'm having a great time. I'm super lucky now that I'm playing with this brand, ESP Guitars. I'm endorsed by this brand. I'm doing a lot of events with guitars. I am doing a lot of things related into the music industry. So I'm lucky. This is the word. I am lucky to live from music. So hopefully you also can do that, but for sure you will have to put the guts and balls and do it. But you can do it, okay? Everything with passion, you can do it. So I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you for listening to me, and see you the next time.